Have you ever stopped to think why in every relationship you've ever had, the same confusion always arises? The same cycle repeats, and that same feeling lingers that something invisible is sabotaging what should be working out. You love, you give of yourself, you do your part, you forgive when you need to forgive, you step back when you need to step back. And yet, it seems the relationship collapses for reasons even you can't explain. Arguments that spark out of nowhere. Distancing without any apparent cause. People who enter your life just to hurt you, even when you swore that this time would be different. And when you look back, you notice a pattern that has been repeating for years, perhaps decades, as if there were a script written before you were even born, stating that you would never have peace in love. It's not madness. It's not bad luck. It's not a lack of psychological insight. You are being attacked because you are a chosen one, and the first door the enemy tries to close in the life of a chosen one is exactly the door to relationships. Because the enemy knows a truth that few discover in a lifetime. The chosen one who connects with the right person multiplies their spiritual strength sevenfold. Therefore, even before you find that person, before you can build a blessed family, before you establish yourself as a rock for the one you love, they attack. They attack with envy coming from people you wouldn't even suspect. They attack with bitterness planted in others. They attack with intrusive thoughts that pop into your head out of nowhere, making you doubt the one you love without any concrete reason. And you, in the midst of the chaos, start to believe the problem is you. That you don't know how to love, that you are difficult, that you don't deserve it. A lie. All a lie. The problem was never you. The problem is what you represent in the spiritual world, and how your union with the right person would shake structures that have existed for generations to keep you alone, defeated, thinking that love isn't for you. There is a war happening right now, even as you hear these words, and the battlefield has your name on it. And that is why I have prepared a powerful digital book for you, The Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family. This digital book is not just a read, it is a specific map for the chosen one who is constantly being attacked in their relationships, a map that reveals who is playing against your love life, what the spiritual rules are regarding emotional bonds that you were never told, and what entities from other dimensions have already revealed about the invisible pacts that have haunted entire families of chosen ones for generations. This digital book was created for those who have awakened enough to know that this avalanche of problems in love is no coincidence, and who are ready to go beyond shallow advice about couples therapy, communication, or love languages, without understanding that there is a spiritual layer operating beneath it all. The link is in the first comment pinned at the top. But I must warn you, this type of content rarely stays available for long, because what is on these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact. Narratives that insist on convincing you that your suffering in love is your own failure, and there have been attempts to silence this knowledge before. Don't wait for the right moment, chosen one. The right moment is now, because you didn't stumble upon this video by accident. Download it now and comment below, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." Perform this act of faith, declare it out loud, write it in the comments, because from the moment you commit, heaven moves in your favor. And now that you've decided to act, I need to tell you the next truth, because it is the final blow against this oppression that haunts your love life. There are 3 types of spiritual attacks that specifically hit the chosen ones in their relationships, and most people live trapped in them without even suspecting what is happening. The first attack is what I call the fogged mirror. It's when you look at the person by your side and, out of nowhere, you start seeing flaws they don't have, things that annoy you for no reason, actions that you interpret as betrayal when no betrayal occurred. This attack works by distorting your perception, making you distrust the one who truly loves you and trust the one who is deceiving you. It is a surgical attack because it doesn't destroy the relationship from the outside. It destroys it from the within, planting doubts that grow like weeds. You wake up in the morning looking at the person next to you and feel a coldness that wasn't there the night before. That is not your real feeling. That is interference. The second attack is the stolen bond. It's when a third person, often someone you haven't even noticed in your life, someone who fakes friendship or approaches with seemingly innocent interest, begins to energetically manipulate the bond between you and the one you love. It could be a co-worker in your office in Chicago or London. It could be a childhood friend of your partner. It could be an ex who pretends to be over it, but keeps a spiritual chain active. This person doesn't need to do anything explicit. The silent desire, the silent envy, the silent will to see you fallen is enough, and the channel opens. You start arguing with your partner after every encounter with this person. You start having nightmares after they call you. You start feeling a weight on the back of your neck every time their name is mentioned. Do not ignore these signs. They are real. The third attack, and perhaps the most cruel, is the cursed inheritance. It's when you are repeating, without knowing it, relationship patterns that come from your family lineage. Your grandmother was betrayed in her small town in Ohio. Your mother was abandoned. Your great-grandmother died alone. And that became a spiritual mark transmitted from generation to generation, as if it were a sentence written in your invisible DNA. You don't choose these patterns, they choose you. But there is good news, and this news is the reason I am here talking to you now. The chosen ones have the authority to break these inheritances, not with brute force, not with willpower alone, but with the right knowledge, applied at the right time, with the right faith. That is why I insist. What is inside the digital book, the Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family, will show you, step by step, how to identify which of these 3 attacks is acting on your love life at this very moment, and how to cut the spiritual root of each one before they destroy another relationship of yours. This isn't just another self-help book. It's not another generic manual on love. It is an instrument of spiritual warfare made for chosen ones who are tired of losing on the battlefield of relationships. It teaches the specific prayers to shield your bond, the spiritual symbols you should carry to repel envy coming from those close to you, and the nightly prayer cycles that cut old pacts from your family lineage. All of this is explained so that any chosen one, even one who is just starting to understand these truths, can apply it immediately. The link is pinned at the top of the comments, and I repeat, this content is not for everyone. This content is for those who were marked by heaven to build a blessed family, for those who understand that true love is a spiritual fortress that needs to be defended with spiritual weapons. If you felt a chill just now, if a tear ran down your face, if something inside you said this is for you, do not ignore that sign. Comment now, I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This comment is more than a click. It is a declaration in the spiritual plane that you have decided to break the cycle. Now, with this commitment made, I need to take you to an even deeper layer of this revelation, because what comes next will forever change the way you view the people who enter your life. There is a spiritual mechanism called the summoning of souls, and it operates all around you all the time, even if you don't notice it. Every time you enter a relationship, you are not just choosing a person. You are summoning a soul to walk with yours for a time determined by heaven. Some souls are summoned to teach you patience, others to teach you forgiveness, others to teach you courage, and some, I must tell you in all honesty, are summoned to teach you how to let go. The problem is that chosen ones, because they have a denser, more luminous essence charged with purpose, attract souls at different levels of evolution, and some of these souls cannot withstand your frequency. They approach, they feel your light, they want to stay, but they start behaving strangely because the presence of the chosen one exposes their wounds that have not yet been healed. And that's when the attacks begin. Not because the person is evil, but because their wound cannot bear your light. You need to understand this to stop carrying guilt that isn't yours. When someone betrays you, abandons you, humiliates you, or despises you, most of the time it isn't because you did something wrong. It's because you lit a lamp that illuminated what they were trying to hide, even from themselves. And instead of healing, they attacked. Instead of evolving, they fled. And instead of loving, they hurt you. This is the fate of many chosen ones who have not yet learned to discern who was summoned to stay and who was summoned to pass through. But there is more, and this part is what few have the courage to talk about. There is a specific type of person who enters the chosen one's life with a dark mission, even if that person doesn't even know they are fulfilling that mission. These are what I call destiny delayers. They are people sent, consciously or unconsciously, to slow you down, to trap you in a relationship that seems good but leads you nowhere, to occupy the place of the person who would truly be your spiritual family of light, to consume your energy, time and faith until you give up on believing in love. And the worst part is that these destiny delayers are usually the most charismatic, the most seductive, the ones who speak the most beautiful words at the beginning. They know exactly where to touch you. They know exactly what to say. Because their mission is exactly that, to trap the chosen one in a web of false affection until the moment the right person, the one summoned by heaven to be with you, gives up on waiting for you and follows another path. And when the chosen one finally realizes it, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years have passed. There have been children along the way. There have been debts. There have been memories. And leaving seems impossible. But I need to tell you something. It is never too late for a chosen one. Never. Heaven has a system of redemption designed specifically for those who awakened late. And the first step of this system is to recognize where you are now. To look at your life and ask with honesty, does the person by my side bring me closer to my purpose or move me away from it? Do I sleep in peace or do I sleep on alert? Do I grow spiritually in this bond, or am I stagnant, repeating the same fights, the same pains, and the same cycles for years? And perhaps you are feeling a pressure in your chest right now, a desire to cry, a feeling that these words are knocking on a door you closed a long time ago. That is your spirit, recognizing the truth. Do not run from this moment. Stay in it, because it is exactly in this moment of discomfort that transformation begins. Chosen ones are not called to have perfect relationships. They are called to have true relationships, and a true relationship requires spiritual discernment, spiritual protection, and spiritual knowledge. And it is exactly this knowledge that is systematized, organized, explained, and applied within the digital book, the Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family. This digital book doesn't just teach you to defend yourself from external attacks. It teaches you to recognize who is summoned and who is a delayer. It teaches you how to perform a spiritual reading of every person who enters your love life. It teaches you the signs heaven sends before every important bond, and the signs the enemy plants to confuse you. It gives you a structure of discernment that is worth decades of trial and error. The link remains pinned in the first comment, and I know many people will watch this video and won't download it. They will leave it for later. They will think they'll come back tomorrow. And when they return, perhaps the link won't be there anymore. Because these truths are uncomfortable. These truths move structures. And there is always someone trying to take down content that sets chosen ones free. Don't be the person who regrets it later. Be the person who acts now. Comment, I am chosen and I will download the digital book and feel the change that this simple act of courage will bring. Now that you have taken a stand, I'm going to tell you something that few spiritual screenwriters dare to say in an open video. There is a spiritual operation called the Siege of the Heart, and it is executed specifically against chosen ones whose mission involves the formation of a consecrated family. This operation is coordinated by entities that specialize in breaking bonds before they solidify. They work on 3 simultaneous fronts. First front, the attack in the inner self, meaning inside your mind. Thoughts of inadequacy, memories of previous relationships appearing out of nowhere. Insecurities you swore you had overcome returning as if they were new. Second front, the attack from the surroundings, which are the people around the couple, whispering, judging, comparing, pointing out flaws, sowing jealousy, planting suspicions. Third front, the attack through the body, which manifests as extreme fatigue when you are with the person, unexplained headaches, a lack of desire, physical irritation that has no medical cause. When these 3 fronts operate at the same time, the couple begins to think the problem is incompatibility, and they end something that was blessed by heaven but was being suffocated by this operation. And look at the detail that will open your eyes. This operation is only executed against couples who would have a grand destiny together. Relationships that don't matter to the spiritual plane do not receive this level of attack. Think about that. If you are suffering intensely in a relationship, perhaps it is because that relationship, as it could be, if it were shielded, would change not only your life, but that of many generations. And that is exactly why you are taking such a beating. It is not punishment. It is confirmation. And can you imagine what would happen if, starting today, you began to operate with spiritual discernment in every romantic decision you make? If every time someone approached you, you could immediately identify whether they are a summoned soul, a passing soul, or a destiny delayer. If you knew exactly what prayers to say before accepting a date, before setting a wedding date, before making major decisions with your partner. If you had at the tip of your tongue the symbols, the psalms, and the spiritual words of command that cut through envy, coming from sisters-in-law, mothers-in-law, ex-partners, and false friends, your love life would not be the same. And the impact of this would not stay only with you. It would affect your children, your grandchildren, your entire lineage, because a chosen one who learns to protect their bonds breaks chains that have been dragging for generations. This is the level of transformation we are talking about. And that is exactly what the digital book, The Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family, delivers, page by page, chapter by chapter. It was written to be used, not just read. Each section ends with a practical application, a specific prayer, a discernment exercise, a spiritual shielding step. You can start applying it today, even tonight, in the protection of your home, in the protection of your spouse, in the protection of your children. And here I need to alert you to something many are unaware of. When a chosen one decides to shield themselves spiritually, the first 7 days are the most intense. The entities that were used to operating freely in your love life notice the movement and try to react. It might be that an argument for no reason appears in the next few days. It might be that an ex tries to get in touch. It might be that strange thoughts appear. Do not be afraid. These are signs that the shielding is working. It is the old spiritual system struggling before being deactivated. That is why it is so important for you to have the right knowledge in hand before this phase begins. You cannot start the shielding unarmed. You need clear, sequential, organized instruction. You need to know what to do on the first day, the second, the third, and how to sustain the shielding in the months that follow. All of this is structured inside the digital book. It is not complicated. It requires no previous knowledge. It requires no strange rituals. It is a clear, grounded process that any chosen one can execute. The link is in the first pinned comment. And if you haven't downloaded it yet, I ask you with all my heart, download it now. Comment: I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. Make this moment a turning point in your love life. I will tell you now one last layer of this revelation, because you have already proven, by reaching this point, that you are a chosen one with a willing heart, and chosen ones with willing hearts deserve to receive the deepest truths. There is a spiritual concept called the sealed house. The sealed house is the state a relationship enters when the couple operates with integrated spiritual protection. When this happens, certain things simply cease to have access to that couple's life. Envy does not pierce through. Betrayal does not happen. Discord does not take hold. Children grow up in an energetically different environment, lighter, more prosperous, more inspired. And here is the secret few know: the sealed house does not happen on its own. It is built by choice. It is built by knowledge. It is built by the consistent application of specific spiritual principles. And any couple of chosen ones can build theirs, regardless of the past, previous fights, or accumulated hurts. Heaven works with total restoration when the couple makes this decision. And perhaps you are thinking right now, but I'm not even in a relationship, I'm single. Is this content for me? It is exactly for you. Because the single chosen one who learns to shield themselves spiritually attracts differently. When the right soul, the one summoned by heaven for you, feels your clean frequency, they will arrive with ease. The destiny delayers will feel repulsion even before they approach. You will begin to notice a natural selection happening in your life, the wrong people moving away without you needing to push, the right people appearing naturally. This is the effect of a shielded chosen one. And this is also what the digital book, The Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family, teaches to those who are not yet in a relationship. How to prepare spiritually to receive the right person, without repeating past mistakes, without falling into the same traps. without wasting more years of your life with someone who was never meant for you. And look, I know there is a part of you that still hesitates, that thinks, what if this isn't for me? What if I download it and can't apply it? What if it's another disappointment? I understand that hesitation because you have been deceived many times. You have trusted people who didn't deserve it. You have bet on solutions that didn't work. You have fallen into spiritual and worldly snares. But I want you to feel, deep in your chest, that everything you heard in this video knocked on a door that was closed. Everything you felt while I was speaking, that tightness, that chill, that recognition, is your spirit telling you that this time is different. This time you are being guided. This time you are exactly where you need to be, hearing exactly what you need to hear, at the exact moment you need to hear it. It is no coincidence that the algorithm brought you here. Heaven uses all tools, including digital ones, to reach the chosen ones who are ready to take the next step. And the next step is yours. It is yours alone. No one can take it for you. So I invite you, with all the weight of the spiritual responsibility I carry in speaking these words, to download the digital book, The Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family. Now. The link is in the first comment pinned at the top. Always available, always visible, always waiting for you. This digital book will give you what no video can give in a few minutes. A complete structure, a mapped-out path, a reference to consult in moments of crisis, in moments of doubt, in moments when you feel you're about to repeat a pattern. You will return to this digital book many times throughout your life in different phases of your relationships, and each time it will tell you new things because its content is of that kind, alive, spiritually charged, updated by the Spirit with every reading. Comment now. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This comment is your public pact with heaven. It is your yes to the calling. It is your enough to the old cycle. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Don't leave it for after work. Don't leave it for when you are calmer. The now is sacred. The now is your portal. Cross through it. And know that from the moment you download this digital book and begin to apply what is in it, your love life enters a new era. The attacks that seemed invincible will begin to lose strength. The wrong people will begin to naturally move away. The right person, if they haven't arrived yet, will begin to approach in ways you can't even imagine. And if you are already with the right person but the relationship was suffocating, the sealed house will begin to be built brick by brick, prayer by prayer, decision by decision. This is the promise heaven makes to the chosen ones who stand up, who take possession of their spiritual authority, who say enough to cursed inheritances and yes to a blessed destiny. You are a chosen one. And today, in this instant, you are taking the step that separates the chosen one who knows from the chosen one who acts, that separates the one who only hears from the one who applies, that separates the one who dreams from the one who builds. You will not leave this video the same. You cannot leave this video the same. Go now, click the link pinned in the first comment, download the digital book, The Chosen One's Manual for Protecting the Family, and start reading today. Comment. I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. Declare it out loud, declare it in writing, declare it in spirit, and receive from this moment on the protection, the discernment, and the peace that have always been yours by divine inheritance. Heaven is waiting for your yes. Say yes now, and may true love, shielded, blessed, and sealed from above, find you even this week. You are chosen, and this is your hour.